Hello everyone, how are you doing on this fine day? I hope you're looking after yourselves. Welcome back to the Crow's Nest Chronicles, my 4 Against Darkness solo campaign. We are continuing with Session 3, Part 2 of The Whispering Hollow. So let's just dive into this, because there's a lot that's probably going to happen. They eat in silence, bread, salt, and fear. Each bite buys them one more breath in the dark. So we all got 1 health back, by the way, from resting and through that. Just before we do continue with this, while they are resting, we have a cleric, so he's going to use 2 spells to heal these two because they are quite low. The main thing is that we did find a holy symbol of healing, so we get a +2 to all healing rolls, but we also, when we use the healing roll, we also add our levels, so it's technically a +4, so no matter what, we're going to roll high and they'll get all their health back. So let's just roll for that very quickly. Nope, so that's a +4, so that's 5 he gets back, which is all of his health. And let's roll for Vraska very quickly. Well, she only needed 4 to get all of her health back. He's fine, he doesn't need to heal, he got, basically, because he leveled up to level 2, he got health back, and then obviously because he rested, he got health back. He's only missing 1 health. Let me just cross these off, saying that I healed, I used these 2 spell slots. Obviously, because they're resting, we get our lightning bolt back with Vraska. As the night goes on, the stillness unnerves them. There's no whispers, no shifting of the trees or roots around them. Just silence so deep it presses against ribs. They're all sitting close together. Vraska has her bow on her knees. She looks exhausted, shaken, and alert. It feels wrong. Like sleeping beside a dead bear, still dangerous even when still. Thane coughs, spitting black sap. He wipes his mouth, wincing. You didn't have to save me, but I'm glad you did. Gus passes him the water skin. Drink. Don't talk. Thane drinks, trembling, his eyes going over to the roots that had once cocooned him. It didn't want to kill me, he says. Not at first. It was trying to change me. I could feel it thinking through me. Vraska shifts uncomfortably and whispers an elvish chant. Not a spell, but a watcher's prayer. Gus keeps his sword in hand even while resting. At first, they only hear the drip of sap from the deflated tendrils and roots. Then, during Gus's watch, the candle Crow Mother gave them flares blue. He feels a faint tremor under his hand. A heartbeat. Slow. Deep. Far below. Not something from the heartwood. Something older. Something buried beneath. The air turns cold enough to sting. The candle sputters violently, almost going out. Vraska snaps awake instantly, with Thane waking up close behind. Gus, what did you do? She says. The tremor becomes a quake. Dust falls from the walls and roots above. Dead roots twitch like nerves misfiring. Gus is on his feet in a heartbeat, sword drawn. Vraska rises slower, bow trembling in her hands. Thane scrambles backwards before jumping to his feet. No, 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 no. I told you something else was down there. It was thinking through me. The ground behind them splits open with a ragged tear. Dry soil spills outward. A deeper darkness yawns beneath. From it, a hand emerges, pale, elegant. Then another hand. Both dig into the dirt as something pulls itself upward. Long black hair spills out first, matted with sap and soil. A crown of root and bone sits upon her brow. Her lips curl into a slow, delighted smirk, as if waking from a pleasant dream. She lifts her face, eyes opening one after another, 6 of them, almost like a spider, each one glowing with coldness. Voice is a low, honeyed whisper. You killed my warden. She laughs, soft, melodic, cruel. How thoughtful of you. She pulls herself out fully, standing tall. Gus steps in front of Vraska and Thane, instinctively. Gus. Stay back! She tilts her head, amused. Is that fear I smell? She inhales deeply. Fresh. The floor pulses once beneath them, like it's reacting to her heartbeat now. Vraska whispers, She's older than the forest. Thane's voice cracks. She's the one they bound under, the one they called... He can't speak the name. His mouth simply refuses. She smiles, revealing perfect teeth with 2 sharp fangs. Thank you for opening the door. A shadow stretches towards them, splitting into 3 reaching limbs on the ground. Now, the 6 eyes gleam. Which one of you will scream first? So we're going to have an encounter roll. So we're doing 1 to 4, so we're going to attempt to flee, stand and fight, speak to her to see if we can amuse her enough to listen, or protect Thane and try to escape while distract her, which means it's risky because it means someone's going to be staying behind to distract her so the others can get away. So our first roll of the session, that is a 3. So yes, they're going to try to talk to her, not out of courage, but because instinct, terror, and the remnants of sanity force their mouths open before their blades. The queen, because she's wearing a crown, smile widens. She likes when prey talks. Gus takes a single step forward, sword still raised, but he isn't swinging, not yet. Vraska grabs his shoulder, whispering to him, Don't provoke her. You can't fight what you don't understand. Thane can barely breathe behind them. The queen's 6 eyes drift lazily across their faces, her smile curling upward like a cracking mask. Oh, a conversation? She presses a hand to her chest in mock surprise. How civilized. She walks, no, she glides towards them. Her movements too smooth. Every limb making her kind of glide towards her, bending in practiced hunger. The closer she gets, the colder the room becomes. Gus speaks first. His voice trembles, but he holds firm. We don't want any more trouble. We freed our friend and... Queen leans in, close enough for him to feel her breath on his cheek. It smells like rotting flowers and winter soil. Freed. She laughs, soft melodic chime. Child, you dug him out of his cradle. She walks past Gus, circling him, dragging a fingertip lightly across his spine as she goes. He shivers involuntarily. The heartwood kept him safe while I slept. She stops in front of Vraska, bending low so they are face to face. And you, the archer, such steady hands. You killed my warden with such grace. Vraska's eyes widen. I could make you so much more. A shadow reaches towards Vraska's feet. Vraska stumbles backwards, arrow half drawn. Thane, who cannot stay quiet, says, What do you want from us? All 6 of her eyes swivel towards him at once. Her smile sharpens. Honesty. A gift. Trade. She spreads her arms wide. You broke the balance. Something must fill its place. She glances at the dead roots, then at the 3 of them, and her voice drops to a purr. One of you will stay. The others may leave. So we're going to roll a d6 right now for kind of a decision point. We can, number 1, reject the offer outright and prepare to fight her. 2, stall with words, try to buy time, learn more, or find an opening. 3, attempt a trick, fake a sacrifice, and use anything we can to kind of misdirect what's going on. Number 4, ask her why one must stay. This may reveal the nature of things. Number 5, try to negotiate a different bargain. Dangerous, but she does seem a little bit amused. If we roll a 6, that goes straight to number 1. A 1. We're going to reject her offer, which is something that we would do as Gus. You know, we're very protective of things. We may not know people, but we do, you know, we are protective, we defend what is ours. It's part of the oath with the crow. Gus steps forward towards her. His voice does not tremble now, even though he is scared. And he says, "No one stays. Not me, not her, and not him." The Queen's smile freezes. 6 eyes blink out of sync. Her head tilts like a bird studying a corpse. She says, "No?" She repeats it softly, tasting the defiance. Amusement flickers across her face, then dies. The chamber grows colder. The hair on Vraska's arms rise. Thane whimpers and presses himself against the wall towards the back. The Queen straightens up more, towering over them all, being at around 6'4". She's a tall woman. "I offer mercy." Her voice dips lower, layers folding over each other. "You offer disrespect." The earth shivers beneath their feet. Dead roots twitch. Dust rises in slow spirals. "And so, we abandon mercy." She lifts her hand. The soil beneath them erupts. A massive, root-limbed figure hauls itself from the ruptured earth. A half-formed guardian shaped like a hulking corpse stitched from roots and bone. Its eyes glow the same moonlit white as her own. Queen gestures delicately. "Root Knight, take the bold one." The creature's head snaps towards Gus. It lets out a choking bellow, like a tree trunk screaming as it splits. Vraska's breath catches. "Gus, run!" But there is no running now. He made his choice, and this is a fight. It is a version of this, by the way, just so we have an image. It is, it's not a root-bound knight, it's literally just a root knight. Let me write down what it has so we can all see this. Because this is part of the same map that we're basically in, we're going to continue from here. So this is a root knight. It is a boss. It looks like I wrote DOS, but it's boss. It has 14 HP. It is level 6, but we're doing the solo rules, so we're just going to lower it by 1, so it's level 5. And it is weak to crushing damage, so weak to crushing. So, yes, so his life is 14. He's weak to crushing, so the only one who has a crushing weapon is Thane, who has a mace. So that's an extra 2 attack. The thing is, though, we roll... he can do a tangle, which is where we roll between 5 and 6. If we make the 5 or 6, we're safe. But if we don't, you're entangled and you miss a go. It has Queen's Favor, so if she is watching, he gets a +1 to his first attack roll, which is the start of the round. And we also have Soul Sap, so if a hero is reduced to 0, the Queen claims them. So, rolling for the Root Knight. He's going for Gus first, because that's what she said to go for. So, the first thing is, he's going to do Entangled to see if he misses a go. We need to get... We're adding our level to this roll. We're using it as an attack. No, we're using it as a defense, so we get a +2 to it. We need to get a 5 or a 6, so it doesn't get us. So, the Entangle doesn't work on Gus. He manages to get out of the way. She kind of shuffles to the side when roots kind of form underneath him. It's then going to attack... attack Gus. Now, we don't get... So, he gets a... The Root Knight gets an extra 1 added onto whatever the roll is. No, we -1. I know what I'm talking about. So that is a 6. We would add normally a +2, but it has a +1, so it's 7. But we still managed to not get done by it, so we're good. It's then going to attack Thane. Thane gets a +2 to his defense, and Thane does get hurt. It's now our turn. Gus is going to go first. He's going to raise his sword and just kind of charge after him. It's a 4 plus 2, which is a 6, so we hit him for 1. Vraska is going to do... is just going to use her bow. She wants to back away. She doesn't want to get too close to this dude. That is a 2 plus her level, which is 4. We do not hit. And then he has a +1 to his attack. So it's a normal standard roll. We don't use the -1. Which is a 4, which is a miss. This isn't going well. Right, it's this dude's turn. So he gets technically... he's going to try and do Entangle again on Gus. So let's see if we manage to do it. Gus is now entangled, so we're going to remove his dice for his next round. He's then going to attempt to hit him. Which he does. And then he's also going to attempt to hit Vraska. Vraska does not do it because you need to... oh no, with a +1 it's a 6. We're fine. Vraska is fine. Now it is our turn. Gus doesn't get a go, so Thane's going to go. It's a standard roll. Nothing added, nothing taken off. Which is a 4, which does not hit. Vraska is now going to go. Which is a 3 plus 2, it's a 5, so he does get hit. So we lose 2 arrows. I need to make a note of that. I'm going to tally just here how many arrows we've used so far, so I know to take them off. Right, and Gus, while that's going on, why he doesn't attack, he's hacking at the roots and he becomes free again. So he's going to attack Gus again. 5 plus 2. We managed to defend. He's going to attack Thane. 2 plus 2 is 4. He gets hurt again. And he's going to try and do Entangle on Vraska. 3, 4. No, so she is now entangled. Which brings it back to us. Gus, come on, dude. 6! Yes! So let's roll for this. 6! Oh my god, wait. That is a 1. So that's 6, 12, 13, plus 2 for our level, that's 15. So that's 3 hits we managed to do. I love the exploding dice thing. We managed... Gus gets angry and he just runs forward, charging, sword raise, and just starts, like, hacking at him. So, it's now his turn. That is for Thane. He does not defend. Thane's not looking too good. Oh god. He's going to attack Gus. Gus manages to miss it. We're good. And then he's going to try and do Entangled on Thane. Which he does. Oh no, it makes us 5 because we're adding our defense to that. So he manages to move out of the way. We're good. So no one is entangled, so we can all kind of go and hit this. That is 3 plus 2, which is 5, so we do another hit. That is a 1. He misses. That is a 3 plus level, which is a 5, so she manages to do another arrow. Oop. And it brings it back to his turn. So we're going to roll to see if he can entangle Thane. Thane defends. We're good. No, he does not. Yes, he does, because we're going through the... So he is fine. He's going to attack Gus again. Which is fine. We managed to defend. And then he's going to attempt to hit Thane again. He's noticing Thane is weak. Thane does get hit. Thane kind of staggers. And more black sap kind of comes up from him coughing. Gus is going to attack. 6. 3 plus 2, which is 11. So we do 2 hits. Whoops. Vraska's turn. 5 plus her level, which is 2, so she does another hit. That's 4 arrows used. Now, Thane's not going to attack. He's actually going to do a healing for himself. So we get, which is d6 plus our level, but we also get a +2 added to that, because we have the holy symbol of healing. Which is 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do that. He's out of healing now. Right. Ugh. Okay. I was worried at the start then. He's going to entangle Thane, which we defend. We're fine, because we have to roll a 5 and a 6. He's going to attack Gus. 3 plus 2, which hurts, because we need to roll above his level to defend. And then he's going to try and attack Thane again, which we defend. We're fine. So Gus is going to run forward, screaming his head off, just wanting this battle to end, which is 3 plus 2, which is 5, which is a hit. Vraska's going to notch another arrow and just aim and just hope it flies true, which it does not. So that's a wasted arrow. And then Thane is going to try and hit him, which he does not. Thane is a poopy head. He's going to try and entangle Vraska, which he does. He's going to wail on Thane now. Thane gets hit, and he's going to attack Thane again. Uh-oh. Gus is going to try and finish this. That was nearly a 6. 4 plus 2, which is a hit. She's entangled. 6. Let's roll another one. 4, 6 plus 4, which is 10. So that's 2 hits. We kill it. So that is another boss encounter. So that's another level up. Just mark these 5 arrows off, which leaves us with 11 arrows. I was actually quite worried there, because when you got down to low health, that's not great. So let's say the Root Knight charges, the ground cracks beneath its steps, dead roots shifting like broken ribs around it. Its massive arms, woven from bone, bark, and sinew, rises to crush Gus like a rotten branch, basically. But Thane, he runs forward and swings his mace as hard as he can, smashing into its face, and its bark-like flesh and its bone just erupts, explode, sap, bone dust, and everything just spray in this type of arc as the creature roars, grasping at its face, and collapses to its knees and makes a gurgling sound like a dying tree splits by frost. And its body sags and it falls forward dead before it even hits the ground. And the room is silent. Then, a slow, delicate clapping. The queen stands perfectly still, her 6 eyes half-lidded with pleasure. Oh, exquisite. You kill like creatures who have never known fear. Her smile widens just a little too far. I think I'll enjoy breaking you. Her shadow stretches along the dead roots, serpentine and eager. Thane sobs softly behind Gus. Vraska knocks another arrow, sweat dripping from her brow. And she says, Gus, we can't beat her. The Queen's 6 eyes shimmer like frost over a grave. And she says, but you will try. And she lifts her hand. The chamber trembles. Something enormous shifts below the earth. And that's when we realise we haven't really done anything to escape. We've only drawn her attention. We're going to attempt to flee this place while she kind of savors this moment, which is risky, but I have a feeling that she's going to enjoy the chase. So let's do this. So here's who's going to run first. Thane is going to be the first one to run out. He's absolutely mentally broken. He's unhinged. He's crying. He's already experienced too much in this place, so he's actually going to be the one to run first, followed by Vraska and then Gus behind, as they are going to run and flee. We're going to roll a... That is the 10. That is the singles for this room. That is a 21 to run through. And as they run through, what they realized is that everything has sort of shifted. While the map was like this originally and it had like a corridor, as they run through, they realized it's shifted. It's not the same anymore, and they may be somewhat lost. They're gonna have to try and find their way back. So they run through and they realize it's not how it was before. And that's their run order at the top. So that was Thane, that's Vraska, and then that's Gus. So as they go to run, they realize this is not about courage now. This is all about survival. And sometimes survival is the sharpest blade a crow can wield. The forest holds its breath for one impossible heartbeat, and then all hell breaks loose. The queen tilts her head as though listening to a joke only she can hear. And she says, "Oh, you run. How delicious." Her smile lengthens, her shadow grows. Gus doesn't wait a second and just screams at everyone to move. Thane runs through, followed quickly by Vraska and then him, as the queen steps forward to follow them, and she says, "Little birds should not try to fly underground." And her voice makes the walls vibrate. The roots overhead, once limp and lifeless for a day, jerk as though yanked by invisible strings. A massive section of the wall collapses in their path. Let's say it collapses here. Vraska slides under a falling root with a gasp, and she goes, "Gus, right," as they turn around and they run straight down. Gus kind of grabs Thane aside just as the queen's shadow kind of slams into the ground where they stood, splitting soil like a blade. She laughs, airy, childlike, chilling, and she says, "Run faster." Her voice echoes through the now dead hollow, the once whispering hollow, now the dead hollow, like a predator savoring fear. We're going to roll to see how this will go. As we advance into the next map, we're going to be rolling 1 to 6. 5 to 6, we're safe, we're not hit by anything. 3 to 4, we're hit by things falling down, like trees and other things kind of above us, because we are technically underground in a way. 1 to 2, she manages to catch up. So we're here right now, and she is here. So we're going to roll to see how far we are, the next section of the map, as we kind of run. No monsters are going to technically be attacking while we try and escape her. Anything can happen at this point. That is a 66. It was Gus at the back, Vraska, and then Thane. So we're going to roll to see if she catches up. She does not catch up. That's the main thing right there. But what you do hear is her laughter echoing in nauseating harmony. And she says, "You killed my warden, you freed my food, and you think you may simply leave?" And her tone sharpens. And while they're running and they can't technically see her, she says, "No." We're going to roll for each individual one to see if they are hit or safe. So do Gus first. He is safe. That's good. Let's do Thane, which is a 3. He gets hit by something. He loses a bit of health. Let's do Vraska, which is 1 to 2. with that, she kind of stumbles back, she kind of falls behind a little bit Vraska, and the queen, she actually sees the queen rounding the corner. We're going to roll for the next bit. And the thing about them is that they've realised as they're running, they kind of let out a breath of air more than anything, because they realise that things are somewhat looking a little bit familiar. They think that maybe it's the other end of this thing as they kind of run down it. 51. Let's see if she catches up. She does. She gets to this section and they see her behind them. And she's not like she's walking anymore. She's actually going into a run. Her dress kind of flowing behind her, her hair whipping behind her like a type of banner, with an impossible speed now. And Gus shouts over the roar of the ground kind of rumbling and shaking. He goes, "Go, go, go, don't look back," as they just keep running. We're going to roll for falling debris now. So Gus is safe. Vraska is safe. So he falls behind a little bit as he runs, kind of trailing behind Gus and Vraska a little bit. They don't notice as the queen catches up. He does get hit by another falling thing. And as they're running behind, that's supposed to be Gus, I don't know who was who anymore, they're all the same colour. Thane kind of falls behind, she catches up a little bit, and she swipes at him. We're going to roll a 1d6, 5 to 6, we're good. Anything below that is a hit and he's grabbed. Ooh. Uh-oh. So not only does Thane get hit, but he is grabbed by the queen. And we keep running, we don't notice, we don't hear anything, we're assuming that he's behind us, we're going to roll to continue to try and get out of here, while the queen has him. Which is 14. In the distance as they run, they hear Thane's voice echoing, "No, help me." And you hear the queen's laughter kind of cut through and say, "I said one must stay," as her voice echoes. As they kind of try to run back around to see where Thane is, they see the ground kind of opening up as they sink down, as she's pulling him down underground with her. And they see Thane disappear below the ledge, and his scream echoes through the hollow, rising and rising until snap. Silence. Vraska is frozen, staring at the empty space where Thane was, and she's whispering, "No, no, Thane." And then they see a pale hand coming back up, and they recognise that it's Elegant and that it's the queen who is now coming back up. And Gus is like, "Move, we can't save him now." And the queen's voice rises from below, not angry, not triumphant, but joyful. And she says, "Balance restored. Run, little crows, before I change my mind." And she pulls herself up, and the pit behind that she crawled out of, where Thane's body is, begins collapsing in on itself. And they run through, climbing up out of this hellhole that they are in. And slowly behind them, the queen just kind of slowly follows them. And she reaches down into the ground and starts pulling up a body. And as Vraska turns around, she realizes that it is Thane's body, and he is limp, not moving, and she basically puts him on her shoulder. The queen puts him on over one shoulder like a type of child's toy, and she watches them as they run, all 6 of her eyes following them, Her smile is serene, and she says, "We will meet again." And as they kind of run out and they see this blinding light as the trees just kind of move and open up for them, they're running out of the forest, not from the point that they came from, but a different point entirely. And echoing as they run through, they hear the queen's voice say, "You cannot kill what was here before the trees. Run. Tell your crow mother I am awake." They kind of stand there staring back at the entrance of the forest as they hear the last words of what the queen said echoing. And Vraska is trembling and says, "Gus, she took him, she killed him." And he kind of kneels down on the floor and he punches the ground a little bit, and he hurts his own hand because he's an idiot, and he goes, "I know." And they stay quiet, listening, and they realize that still, after everything, the forest is silent now. There's still no whispers, there's no sound of insects, of animals, or anything. And they realize that the forest is watching, waiting, and they head towards Dewsburn village to lick their wounds, let Crow Mother Elaine know what's happened, that this queen is awake, and apparently that the Crow Mother Elaine knows who this is because she mentioned Crow Mother Elaine, which is impossible. Because if she's older than the forest, then how would she know? Unless there's something that Crow Mother Elaine is not telling and is keeping secrets when, as a guild leader and technically a mother towards these guild members, she should not be doing. And as they walk towards Dewsburn village, they hear the sound of music, a guitar playing, and a familiar voice that Gus recognizes instantly as someone who the second person he met in Dewsburn village, as Kestrel, the bard who sang him the lullaby to warn him of how dangerous this place is. And she's singing a cheerful song, but the words themselves are not cheerful at all. And kids are doing skip rope around her laughing, while the parents look on, unnerved, worried, murmuring to themselves, as somehow Kestrel sings about something she shouldn't know yet.
Sleep, sleep, little crow, and the woods go quiet. Don't you go, even silence has sharp teeth unseen. That's the hollow listening for its queen. Hollows, hush, hold your tongue. Queen is waking, old and young. If you hear no branch or leaf, that's her silence bearing teeth.
But yeah, we have lost Thane. He even had the holy symbol of healing that we could have used to bring someone back if we had them. But we have lost our cleric. Yeah, I guess I better sign his name in the graveyard. We already have Mirror in the graveyard, but we have Thane now. There we go. Thane, the cleric, taken by the queen. And I'll see you in session 4.
Where the still things go, when the hollow's holding in its scream, there's a whisper in the dark of a queen.